All right, good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
I am Marco Rivas, February.
Thank you, Mr. Rivas. Mr. Rivas, you're here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegations, 1 count of possession or use of narcotic drugs, and 1 count of possession or use of dangerous drugs. Those are both Class 4 felonies. Also, 1 count of possession or use of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of obstructing a public thoroughfare, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference July 30th, 8:31 a.m., preliminary hearing August 1st, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Rivas, do you have a bond through Phoenix, or were you released?
Bond.
You do have a bond. Okay. Is your next court date before July 30th?
I believe it's on the 22nd.
Okay. All right. So then what I'm going to do, Mr. Rivas, is I am going to release you on your own recognizance. That doesn't mean you will be released today, though, because you'll have to pay the Phoenix bond before you are released. If you pay that Phoenix bond, then you will be released. Otherwise, hopefully you'll be out before July 30th, because, again, that's what I'm doing. I can put a low bond if you want me to. That would give you a court date on July 22nd, and they would make sure to transport you there. But if you think you're going to be able to pay your bond, or if you think you'll be out before the 30th, then this is probably the easier way to go. So do you have a preference, sir?
I'm not sure, honestly. I already got no to place the bond right now, so I could try, but...
You don't think you're going to be able to pay the bond right now, is what you're saying?
Well,
the Phoenix bond.
I might be able to, but it's not guaranteed, so I don't know.
But your next court date's on the 22nd?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll just keep it then as an OR release. So you have the standard conditions and restrictions of release as well. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rivas.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Arturo Celaya Sarabia and then Vanna Apachito will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Arturo Celaya.
Thank you, Mr. Celaya. Sir, you're here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegations of 1 count of unlawful means of transportation, which is a Class 5 felony, and 1 count of possession use of drug paraphernalia. That's a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference July 22nd, 8:31 a.m., preliminary hearing July 24th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Sir, you were on felony release at the time you were arrested on these new felonies. That means by law you are non-bondable at this time. So you will have an evidentiary hearing July 22nd at 1:30 p.m. The judge at that time will determine whether you are bondable and what your bond and release conditions will be. Sir, do you have any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Vanna Apachito and then Anthony Ware will be on deck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Vanna Apachito.
Thank you, Ms. Apachito. Ms. Apachito, you're here on 2 failure to appear warrants, and you have a status conference July 22nd, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. I am affirming the bonds. It's a cash-only bond in each in the amount of $1,000. So it's a total $2,000 cash-only bond. I believe you can work with the lending institutions, such as a bail bonding company, to pay that, but I don't know what their terms would be. So if you pay your bond, you will be released. You're then promising to go to court on the 22nd. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. In addition, you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime in the trespass case. Ms. Apachito, do you have any questions?
I'm getting released today, though?
No, you have to pay the bond in order to be released.
I don't have no cash or no job or nothing like that. How can I do it?
Okay.
I have a lawyer, though.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, ma'am, if you're not able to pay the bond, then you'll remain in custody until July 22nd, and then another judge can modify the bond.
So can I get released today, please? And
so no, ma'am. So the judge in these cases indicated it's $1,000 cash-only bond that means that that judge wants $1,000 cash-only bond. So I don't feel I'm in a position that I can change that.
Okay, understandable. Yeah, thank you though.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Anthony Ware and then Stephen Robinson will be on deck. Hi, good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Anthony Ware.
Mr. Ware. Mr. Ware, you are here on two Superior Court arrest warrants. Both are for 2 counts of aggravated DUI because your license was previously suspended or revoked for a DUI. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference July 22nd, 8:30 a.m. Preliminary hearing July 24th, 8:31 a.m. That's at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. I'm setting bond amount of $1,000 in each of these. Total bond is a secured appearance bond amount of $2,000, which means you can pay that directly or work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral, which would be $200. If you pay your bond, you will be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you'll see pretrial services for supervision, and beginning on your first court date, you will start drug and alcohol testing and monitoring. You have the standard conditions and restrictions of release. In addition, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol, and you must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Mr. Ware, do you have any questions?
I got bonded out for this warrant already once. Does that make a difference or no?
So it doesn't make a difference because then you did get bonded out, but then you didn't appear in court.
I did play in court. I just went to court 3 weeks ago, I believe. I just went to court for this. I did this sponge the warrant, all the paperwork and everything. I just don't understand why it's still up there.
Just a moment.
Yeah, I paid around, I think it was $1,700 I had to pay.
Did they give you a new court date?
No, that's what I've been waiting for. I waited for on the phone. We went by the phone, so give me a new court date. That's what they said. Just wait by the phone for a new court date, and that's what I've been doing. But evidently, they said the warrant would be still up to show me paperwork that you did your filing already and everything, and then they should take it from there. I said, okay. But yeah, I did all that paperwork, and I did already bond out once for this warrant.
Okay.
I think it was about $1,700, I believe, that's bond. And I'm still on the bond, I believe.
Just one moment.
Yes, sir.
Because you attended your bond forfeiture hearing.
Yeah, exactly. Just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
A week ago, or 2 weeks ago, I'm not too sure. So I got everything in line, so I'm not too sure why. But he did say that the warrant was still good, but just showing the paperwork and you should be good. So that's what, okay. The last judge I talked to, sorry.
Okay. Mr. Ware, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to release you on pretrial services. That means you should be leaving here in about 6 hours from now.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not going to do the testing, but they will give you information about how to comply with the supervision. So it's going to give you a court date July 30th, 8:30 a.m. The information will be in your paperwork, downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse, and then the next hearing currently is scheduled for August 1st at 8:31 a.m. Usually when you go to that first court date, though, they'll give you a different court date. Same conditions and restrictions of release as I stated earlier. Again, at this time, you're not to consume any alcohol, and you must submit to for fingerprinting.
Yeah.
So just one moment. Okay. All right, so I've put a note in both of the files about that.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Ware, do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ware. Good luck to you. Stephen Robinson and then Martina Manygoats will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Stephen Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Mr. Robinson, you're here on a Superior Court failure to appear warrant. You have a status conference July 22nd, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. I am affirming bond amount of $2,500. It is a secured appearance bond. You can pay that directly or work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral. That would be $250. If you pay your bond, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates, and you're promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. In addition, you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses, or have any physical contact with any alleged victims. You're not to possess any weapons, and you must submit to DNA testing at the arresting police department. Mr. Robinson, do you have any questions?
No.
All right. Thank you, sir. Martina Manygoats, and then Ashley Wright will be on deck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Martina Manygoats.
Ms. Manygoats. Ma'am, you're here on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. This is for alleged violations of terms 3, 5, and 15. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a probation hearing scheduled July 22nd at 8:30 a.m. And I am affirming bond amount of $1,250. It's a secured appearance bond. You can pay that directly or work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral, which would be $125. If you pay your bond, you will be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. In addition, you're not to possess any weapons, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Ms. Manygoats, do you have any questions? All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
Good luck to you. Ashley Wright, and then Mario Ortiz will be on deck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth? Ms. Wright. Ms. Wright, you are here on a Superior Court failure to appear warrant.
Yeah.
You have a status. Oh, Ms. Wright, if you'll please wait for me to finish, then if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. So, ma'am, you have a status conference July 22nd, 8:31 a.m., and preliminary hearing July 24th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. I am affirming the bond amount of $1,500. It is a secured appearance bond. That means you can pay that directly or work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral. 10% of $1,500 would be $150. So if you pay your bond, you'll be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You'll also seek pretrial services for supervision, and you have the standard conditions and restrictions of release, plus you're not to possess any weapons. Ms. Wright, do you have any questions? All right. Thank you, Ms. Wright.